I do.
Well, Bill's live, and I just tuned into him getting the shit scared out of him.
Oh wait, Jensen?
Yeah. Yeah, ignore this video, but literally just...
I am against Ram Ranch, and I know...
You got the...
Shake your ass.
And of course, before him, someone was legit just freaking playing Ram Ranch again. Although, where the hell's his Discord?
Uh-oh, he might have it to certain people and not...
Oh, ho, ho, ho. Looky what I found.
Oh, wait, well, they didn't have it then.
I'm joining it. Damn it! Wait. Will it still work? Did it work somewhere? Damn it, Bill, update the link.
Yeah, that's the only downside.
Oh, wait, maybe in the chat, actually, it's in there.
What, people will share it?
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna go,
Okay.
guys. I'll see you later.
Alright.
Discord.
Um...
Damn it. Wait, okay, there it is.
I found out something. Have you heard of a fireworm?
A fire.
Wait, what?
After this one, I'll explain it.
Are not allowed.
Okay.
Not approved on the Christianity hotline.
Not approved. I'm showing you worse, Bill. Don't play with me.
Serve you to go to hell.
Wow, judgmental.
This is
Wow, that's a bit harsh.
Judge
No, that's why it's funny.
List GB
No,
judge.
Jordan's why it's funny to mess with him.
What?
Come on, where's this Discord? Where the frick?
Wow, people with the harsh comments, jeez.
No way, I gotta try.
Don't judge lest ye be judged. Matthew 5:7.
if you are a Christian and you're trying to send in
I hope Bill don't recognize my ass. Found it.
Because those are not Christian friendly.
Hey, Bill, guess who's in your Discord server?
Or it's Matthew 6. It's one of those. It's in Matthew.
Wait. Join Christianity Hotline. We're in. Or I'm in.
Wait, is this in real time or is this pre-recorded?
Not fat, not modo,
Probably in real. It's a real time.
Oh,
I'm
boy.
especially not a tomato.
has blessed $5.
Not a tomato. I said I'm not a tomato.
Okay, I don't really know if it's gonna.
I'm not a tomato.
I don't know if it's gonna echo or whatever, but I'm gonna try.
Morgan, are you a tomato?
No, I'm gonna try and get into the call.
I mean, if I was a tomato, I'd probably be a great tomato.
Thank you very much.
Imagine the world being tomatoes, Morgan.
Caller, are you there?
But imagine everyone being tomato. Or potato.
Caller, are you there?
That'd be weird if Morgan was a potato. I'm not gonna lie. If Morgan was an actual potato, that'd be weird. Well, if you were a potato, that would be weird.
God, I'm trying to figure out what the frick to get into.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about Morgan being a potato.
Dude, I'm trying to figure out how to get into a server.
Hello,
Or
Mike P.
voice call.
Mike P. Mike P, are you there? I'm doing good. How are you doing? God bless you too. What brings you on to the Christianity hotline?
98 has blessed $5. Hey, Moto.
I've done like some Christian schools back then. I graduated from Christian. What I'm trying to say, Bill, is that I graduated from a Catholic high school.
I'm glad. Wait, a Catholic high school?
Yeah, Catholic high school.
You're not a Christian?
Hey has blessed $5.
I am a Christian.
Squirting and
Freaking hell am I supposed
Okay. What do you think about the people coming on here who decide to send in stuff like pornographic content, sins, curse words? What do you think about that? Do you think that's disgusting?
Very not good, Bill.
I'm glad we're on the same page.
Abella 97 has
Yes, disgraceful. That's a very good term for what they're doing.
Please, Bill, I need to be converted.
Yeah, disgrace on my ass. Once I figure out how to get up there, Bill, you gotta be getting something already.
Anyway,
Thank you very much for at least having some sort of faith. God bless you too, man. God bless you too, Mike. Mike seems like a nice guy.
Zachary Lambert has blessed $5. Hail J. Fetty. Hail J. Fetty.
No, we do not. Hail J. Fetty. Stop!
Hail J. Fetty.
No, we do not. Hail J. Fetty.
Okay, good God, that community voice chat sucks.
I don't like. No. Kanye West is banned from the hotline.
What about Kanye East?
What type of person who believes in God says that?
By the way, yes, there is a rapper named Kanye East on here, and I met him. Dude's awesome.
That's not SpongeBob. That's not Tom Kenny
How the
speaking.
frick do I get in here?
Some little child being a sinner talking like SpongeBob. I don't believe it. Show speed is prohibited from the hotline.
Really? He gets jumped by America Online? What the hell? You got mail? Well, you're right in my mind.
Minecraft is not a bad game! Shut up!
He's gonna screw you? Yo.
Okay. Maybe I might be able to get in. Because I responded. I don't know how the hell I'm going to be able to get in, but...
Don't say the N-word! No, Ram Ranch is bad! Again,
Oh my
I'm
God.
giving you warning.
Yeah.
Send in Ram Ranch.
What the fuck?
How many aliases you got?
You're not...
What, me?
Yeah.
On Discord, only one.
Okay, that's funny. Oh my gosh, just forget I was stalling one.
Bill, how the frick do I join your call, homie? It's like freaking...
God, this
You can
guy's
finally
kind of
hear
making
the
me
hell
go
I am.
insane. Like, what the fuck? Imagine if Morgan bumped into this guy, though.
Dude, that's what I'm trying to do. Deadass. Except
What would you do, though? If you actually did bump into him, though. What would you say? What would be your
I'd be saying
initial
so
reaction?
much crap on him, his head would spin.
Nice.
I said no more ear rapping, you guys. Ah!
You jinxed it.
Bunny has blessed.
What's wrong? It's just a picture of a baby. Jeez.
I think it's the sound.
Oh.
Can we pray after the stream?
Rap songs are not allowed unless they are Christian-friendly rap. Play some Will Smith or something. He has Christian rap.
It would be considered. It could be.
Stop with the ear rap! Mr. Dark, I'm going to call I'm calling the authorities on you!
How? They can't do anything besides they got more important crap to worry about.
That is not my name.
Exactly. I'm very concerned for this dude. I'm
in his
concerned.
community voice channel right now, and I'm trying to see if I could actually get in.
Welcome to the Christianity Hotline. How are you doing tonight? Yes, Jacob, we can pray.
And his voice chat is something else.
I'm doing all right. How about yourself? Other than the people being disgusting, I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right.
They just won't shut up about memes.
Right? There's nothing wrong with memes, you know.
Listen to this fellow Christian.
There's nothing wrong with clicking memes.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just funny.
Hmm.
Where's he on?
Just like he has something against it, which is confusing. Like, what do you have against memes, my dude?
What's his name again?
Bill with a capital A at the start with
Bill.
His Discord chat is louder than his stream. God.
I mean, it's louder than your stream, no offense.
Alright.
And Heather, you're gonna laugh at this. They're all just screaming, his name is Shane!
How are you doing tonight? I'm glad to hear that. Now, what brings you on to the Christianity Hotline?
But yeah, I'm gonna stay in the stream.
It's that H2O in the picture, oh my god. I remember that show. I used to have a crush on Cleo and Emma.
It was syndicated by Nickelodeon for a while.
I know. It was actually a good show as well.
Now, what were you saying?
I think they're based in the northern part of Australia. I think it's the north,
somewhere in Australia.
near Darwin, Australia. That's the northern territory.
Yeah.
Callers, a lot's going on right now.
I know that all the locations are actually real places as well.
Yeah.
Including the secret hideout.
No, wait, I think it's in the Gold Coast.
Mm.
I can't remember. I didn't watch the show, but I roughly remember some of the locations of Australia.
Mm.
Darwin is up north. Gold Coast is also around there.
Mm. I know the secret island where they used to hide out into is real.
Are you serious?
Perth is in Western Australia.
Report, even though I didn't do that.
I know the cafe that Emma worked at is real too.
I'm trying to get into his call line, but just keep seeing it's full.
I also know the school they went to, that's real as well.
Boy, you asking for it.
He's so asking for it, really. He really is.
And the live freaking ended. Well, I'm in his Discord at least.
And then you can troll him now and see torment the guy.
I'm waiting for like the next time that his stream ended.
Uh-oh. Forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, yeah. I'll have to find the link. Oh, and by the way, District of Columbia Democrat Council candidate Nate Fleming was angry and embarrassed after he was a victim of a carjacking.
I know High Quality Hotel was actually filmed in Seattle as well. High Quality was filmed in Seattle.
There's a lot of places that are big. Wait.
I didn't know the actual High Quality Hotel was actually real.
God,
And
freaking
yeah,
damn.
that's kind of crazy.
But yeah, I think that live ended and everyone just flat out.
I forgot where Sam and Cat was filmed though.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I know it's somewhere.
Copy
I know it's somewhere in
link.
America. I think it's California. I'm not sure.
Great.
I think Sam and Cat was filmed in California. I can't remember.
Where?
Sam and Cat. I think it was filmed in California. I don't know. Yeah, Sam and Cat and Victoria. So I don't know if it was filmed in California.
Come on. Where is it?
Yep. They got rid of the discovery section on Discord. Great.
Okay. Muscled.
I know Drake and Josh is filmed in California though.
Okay, muscled fireworm fossil was named. Oh man, here we go with the Latin. Rollins scatia myoplena. They named the muscled fireworm fossil after Henry Rollins, basically.
Hey.
Nice.
Because the fossil had this thick muscle, and they were like, well, let's just name it after this guy. And also, according to metalinjection.net, said it's a blanking huge worm that writes books and yells a lot.
Yeah.
What?
Hello, Vanessa. How you doing?
That's funny.
Henry Rollins.
Fireworm. Oh, wait. Oh, dang, that was that. Wait.
What?
Was that Tomahawk that I heard?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
How did that? I mean, well, I know him and Patton were bros, so.
Someone in my lip. Wait.
No, it was in an. It was on an article on metal injection, not a video.
Oh. Wait, is it a new story or something?
No, apparently it was 5 years old. Because I was looking up dates for New Haven, because I couldn't remember the exact date, and I wanted to find it, and then I was like, okay, let's see what's on metal injection, and I was like, wait, he was in a Calvin Klein ad? It was only one time, though. And then there were people that called him sellout, and then he, of course, he doesn't care because, well, he had a show back on.
They have bobbleheads. Oh my god.
Yes, there's bobbleheads for anything.
Jesus Christ, that's cool.
There it is.
I want one now.
Good thing it saves a bunch of these.
Imagine a Morgan3000 bobblehead off of Pop. That'd be
Unless so
interesting.
many people can give me a freaking deal on it.
So yeah, if you work hard enough, you can get a worm named after you.
Sure, I'd buy a Morgan3000 Funko Pop.
I mean, Heather, whenever the hell that day ever comes.
I'm just saying. Well, you can buy a star and name it. Mike Patton bought it for his wife for their anniversary one year.
Yeah, I wouldn't have enough for my job to even get the flip.
Actually, I think anybody can do it. I mean, if you pay. No.
Thanks for becoming a
If it's
fan.
$1, then I can do it. But
Thanks for fanning Morgan.
thanks for gonna be a fan. Everyone else who was here shared the podcast, even though there's only 3 of us. And yeah, YouNow partner my goddamn ass, so people will shut the hell up.
I do think it's insane, though, that there are people that are being called sellouts because they appeared in an ad. When, what about what they're proactive in and their
Trust
voice?
me, Heather, there's such thing as a sellouts on here.
Yeah, they give partnership to people that don't really need it yet. So,
oh yeah, I mean,
No, some
and they need to give it to someone that actually deserves it. That's
well, there are people that have abused the word sellout and it's lost its meaning, is what I mean.
Yeah.
Certain people have. Because they just want to
That's why
find
they have
things as a
problems with people like
buzzword.
Morgan and
Kind of
stuff,
like the
because they're
word
giving it to
fascist. It's become a buzzword. It's kind of lost its meaning, but it does have a real meaning, and most people don't know it. So.
That's why they're not giving partnership to Morgan, because they're giving it to people
If
that
you
don't need
guys
it.
want to talk YouNow sellouts, yeah, that's a whole other realm. And believe me, I've sort of came up with a definition over time of watching people getting partnered and it completely changing them.
Okay, if I may bring her up, Bratty Cupcakes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she's not in here anymore, Heather. So yeah.
She was last week, actually, but I didn't visit.
Okay, good.
She's kind of okay. It's not necessarily her. It's more a poet. He is quite rude.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but he is rude.
You know, no joke. There are people in there that worship my ass to God knows end.
And I think he's the reason for Magna Kaminsky leaving.
Well, she was wanting to come back like a few weeks or a few days ago, and
but it's still his fault.
No, it's.
Oh.
I think it was something with trolls or some shit.
But you thought it was.
No, this is like when she was gonna go live again. But she kind of canned it on her Twitter, and I saw that. Made me fucking pissed. 'Cause don't get me wrong, there are genuinely good people on the site. But then again, there's also dumpster fire worth of garbage on here that pisses me off.
Yeah, they are generally good partner on here, but most people that get partner don't need it right now. I mean, it's not fair to people that need it.
It's not right now, Jordan. It's in general. Literally, in general, we're just partnering freaking drunk stoners and dumbasses to no end.
Yeah.
Shay Hippie, although Shay Hippie, she's fine. She's cool.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with a few.
I'm surprised she's not even partnership. She does deserve it, to be fair.
She ain't even partnered?
No, she's still at the blue camera. But she's still got the 4-star blue camera.
I mean, honestly, my thing, too, is a lot of people on here are way too goddamn soft. No offense to the people that
she
are
is one of those that deserve it, like Morgan. She's one of those that do deserve it.
No, I mean, literally, this is my whole thing with it, Jordan. People are too goddamn soft. Because literally, you guys have seen me push the goddamn limits like 50 million times.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep pushing.
And by now you should get partnered, which I'm surprised you haven't.
And everybody else is wondering, why have they been partnered?
No joke, Heather. I swear to God, any broadcast I go into at this point where they basically say those few words, I look like I'm about to lose my crap every time they say them at this point. Not you.
I don't blame you.
No, not you guys. I mean everyone else on here who won't shut up about it every second of the day I'm there. Don't get me wrong, I do, but honestly, as I also keep exposing it, it's a freaking reskin, and yeah. So, yeah, camera, it's pretty, and you can slightly get paid $5. At least.
Yeah. Like, it's just not fair, honestly.
Oh, trust me, your whole system's just whack.
Okay, trending.
I'm surprised it's from when I guessed with the CEO and didn't flat out say that in front of 200 people. Then again, I wanted to stay put, but
I mean, if you did, even if you did say, you wouldn't have done anything wrong.
Nah, there'd be people freaking being like, "Oh my, that's what I've done."
Well, that's
worse.
just their opinion. They're allowed to have their own opinion.
I have literally done the simple on other people's broadcast. I've turned
They're
friendly
allowed to have their own
broadcast
opinion.
into literal fires.
But their opinion is valid. They also have their opinion, but it's valid at the same time. If you want to state your opinion, you can state your opinion.
I mean, straight up, I've also just become numb to certain crap on here.
Like, they can't stop you from stating your opinion.
Yeah.
They haven't yet.
Actually, as you're saying, Heather, with trending, reality recaps. Never really heard of them, and all I know is they just recap reality shows. And
okay, some band called Every Time I Die, they broke up.
Yeah.
Never heard of them.
No, it's okay. But it's trending on Metal Injection, so. Ghost to play Jimmy Kimmel Live this Thursday. Well, that ain't a shock to me.
Oh, and not even to mention the other comparison that I keep getting way too much since I started on here was TJ Drums. Don't get me wrong, I like the guy. Dude's chill. Honestly, let me give you guys a bit of a scenario. What would you pick for a more freaking entertaining ass show? The one who plays country music at AC/DC hours on end, or the one that pretty much just freaking says the hell with the norm and pretty much does, well, whatever the frick possible and pisses off people in the process?
The last one.
Exactly.
The last one, you. I choose you.
Because really, yeah, I'll admit at times that TJ has not broken his crap, but yeah. Unlike me, way too damn much. And had to replace certain crap, but you know.
Don't get me wrong, they are good partners on the other, but they are some idiots at the same time.
No, I've also seen how his song requests go. I don't know how it does. It's like you have to beg and plead for a certain request. Meanwhile, I tell you guys just straight up, yeah, I need the material.
Yeah.
So I think I've brand fresh out of new stuff since last year. Oh, so I'm praying to God.
I haven't seen Morgan do music drumming streaming in a while.
Dude, I'm freaking tired of beating as hell from work. That's mostly why.
Yeah.
And also being the.
Do you need to end if you feel it and stuff?
Pretty much at this. Not even to mention too, dude. There was a point I was playing open mics like 5 days a week. I barely could catch a damn break, or have time to myself, or do anything really because of people on here. Not saying you guys. Definitely not saying you guys. I'm just saying in general. These are from the past open mics and streams I hung out at 24/7, which I have exhausted myself to death. And even
Kim Mavericks and 7,000 apart, so okay.
Even at times I walk down to the store and buy food and walk the hell back and then do more open mics.
Like 7,000 apart and Kim Mavericks open mics are okay, and trippers.
Don't get me wrong, I like open mics in cases. But had me play a whole freaking set. Hey, Joe, well, thanks for becoming a fan. I thought you were already fanned to me. In fact, where the frick is he in the... Oh, he must have fanned me from somewhere else.
But yeah, go on.
But yeah, pretty much. I also keep telling people, unless you're gonna give me a freaking half-hour set at these points. Because I'm like, guess what? I set up all my goddamn equipment. At least give me the freaking time to bust out
Yeah.
anything I can to like drop dead.
Hmm.
Well, yeah.
Hello, night. Marish. Diminish. What?
Nightmares diminish.
Nightmares to me
Oh,
is
okay.
what up. I'm a fan. You share the podcast.
Nightmare
Yada, yada,
diminished.
yada. Yeah.
Welcome to MCTV.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Welcome to Order 626.
You know what? I gotta see this one.
This
Tell
is
you now,
from
what?
I'm sure you've had the experience
2007,
of
2008.
watching television and snapping to
Seriously. We want somebody on YouNow to tell off everyone. Get it.
attention when you hear a familiar song by one of
I
your
don't
favorite
care if
This
it's
smaller
dude is
chain bands
potential
as the
replacement
backdrop
dad.
for an automobile commercial. Perhaps you've thought to yourself,
Seriously,
that
he'd make
is
a
so
cool dad.
fucking weak. What a bunch
Right.
of
Dude would make
sellouts.
for a
I hate
kick-ass
their
streamer,
guts.
and I would hang out with
I
him.
get letters from people expressing their outrage that they
No,
heard the
I'd still
music
hang
of the
with J. Cole,
Stooges,
but, you know.
the Ramones, the Buzzcocks, or the Fall in an ad, and I understand their anger and sense of loss as they figure yet another one of their well-kept
Is he
secrets
still alive,
has just
Henry
become
Rollins?
part of the
Yes!
corporate structure, and the band is nothing more
He's 60
than
years
the
old.
lapdogs of the man, the very man
Damn,
they're
he's-
supposed to be
he's-
sticking it to in every waking moment.
Well,
It's
his
cool,
hair's,
actually.
his hair's white
co-opted or
now.
selling out at all. Selling out is when you make the
Er.
record you're
White in
told to
this.
make instead
Yeah.
of the one you
Well,
want
it's
to make.
gray. There's a
I wonder
difference.
if it ever occurred to these people
Hair,
that the
when it
reason
gets
the
to
music
that
of these
really
interesting
white
and
color, it
alternative
looks
bands
really
is being
nice.
recruited is because their
And that's
fans
when
are
nature
now
knows
the
what it's
ones
doing.
calling the shots. In other words, we have arrived. Of course the ad is trying to sell you something, and by using a band you like, attempting to gain your confidence by exploiting the band's integrity for a commercial end. So what? You're not a fucking moron, are you? You see through that, don't you? What would you rather hear? Iggy and the Teddy Bears doing I'm a Punk Rocker in a car ad, or enduring some generic background music? I thought so.
That's true.
Do you have any idea
got a point.
what some of these bands went through to make that music? The fact that there might be some money for them all these years later is great. You think that paycheck is in any way a slight to their integrity? Are you fucking kidding me?
Wait, you can't? Hold
Pay
on.
them. Pay them double. Pay them now. It's about fucking time.
That was around 2007, 2000. So, yeah.
And this is why we need Henry Rollins on YouNow to give this place a total 180.
I don't know
Yes.
if he'd be. Well, I mean. If
Who
We
his-
need
cares?
the old
Guy
man
just
on
gets
here.
a
That's what we need.
laptop
We
and
need
some
the old guy on
headphones and
here.
boom. We get him to
The old guy
basically
will
tell
tell him
everyone
to
to
tell him
take
he
the
to-
has
piss.
to. Well, maybe his assistant Heidi can convince. Maybe she could convince him because she's
Hell, I could be
basically
his-
like his sister.
And I could be his tech help.
By the way, he doesn't have any siblings. He's an only kid, but she's like a sister.
I mean, still at the same time, pay me to be your tech help, Henry.
I'd like to see Henry Rollins go off on YouNow people. That'd be kind of funny.
Well, I mean, I want to try and see him and give him the business card. So, but I mean, I'm gonna.
Yeah,
Try,
let's
so.
just say before I want to send one of them, I'm writing my YouNow on the back of it. Just for that.
Wait, you don't even have your YouNow on?
I haven't updated those since 2019.
Dude, okay,
Well,
how
need
much
to-
will
I'll
it
give you all-
cost?
No, I'll get a pen and write them on the back. Because I'm lazy.
Or you could
Well-
email him the address and then find him that way, like locate him.
Well, I think it would make a better impression to physically be there in person and just
Jacob,
say,
wait, what up?
"Hi, I have a friend who has this little stream on a streaming service, and he is a musician, and he's looking for some work. Check him out."
I will I'm going to see Ginger live. Hell yeah!
And then I'll get my picture, and then I'll leave. Oh, then I would ask him for some life advice too. Actually, I have to write down a lot of questions I gotta ask him about. So.
Because I'm telling you, we really want a musician to be the spokesperson of this site. Boom. You know, you will thank me later. But yeah.
Yep.
And
Henry
pay me
Rollins will be on
$5,000.
here making an account, and he'll be
We hope.
going on long.
We
Yeah.
hope.
Yeah.
And pay me $5,000 for your freaking yeah.
I'll fan Henry Rollins straight away once he goes off on people.
Or actually, 10 grand would also work. But yeah.
Here's the short history of me.
I saw this a
Born in
decade ago, actually.
1961,
I just
went
got
to
out of high school when I found it.
I went to one university for a semester, American University in Washington, D.C. Didn't like it, knew I couldn't afford 4 years of student loan. Didn't want to hang out with people who were in rap.
Same here. I was just starting college when I found this.
This wasn't going to be for
And
me.
then a year
So
later, I
hit the
thought,
streets
I can't do this.
and pursued
I'm not going to waste
minimum
4
wage
years of my
jobs
life.
that I'd had all through high school. And that was, for me, that was me in the late 70s. The last straight job I had was 1981. Head manager of a Haagen-Dazs in Georgetown, in Washington, D.C. on Wisconsin Avenue at the intersection of Wisconsin and O Street, making $3.75 an hour, $4 an hour, something like that. Working 40 to 60 hours a week. I had a small apartment, which I shared with an old pal of mine. I had a small record collection, an ailing VW automobile, and a little tiny life with my minimum wage job, which I liked. And I looked at my life and realized this is probably about as good as it's going to get for me. I might quit this place and go work at my friend's record store because I liked being around records, and I could probably run his store very well, knowing what I knew about retail at that point. And then I got a very lucky break, because at that same time I was very frustrated. I said, well, this is going to be a very tough life. It's going to be a life of a lot of standing on my feet, a lot of work, taking it from other people, and having very little to show for it by Friday, Friday evening. And then Black Flag, the famous band, who's friends of mine, they played in New York. I was in Washington. I took a ride up to go see them because they weren't coming down to my town. I jumped on stage and sang with them that night a song because I had to go back down to D.C. and go work like some awful shift. They called me a few days later at the ice cream store and said, we're looking for a singer because the rhythm guitar player wants to, the vocalist wants to move down to rhythm guitar. I've told the story before. And we're holding auditions. You want to crack at this? Because we saw you on stage the other night. You're pretty wild. I looked at the ice cream scoop in my hand, my chocolate bespattered apron, and my future in the world of minimum wage work. Or I could go up to New York and audition for this crazy band who was my favorite. What's the worst that's going to happen to me? I miss a day of work. Ooh, there goes 21 bucks. And I get humiliated in front of my favorite band. Yeah, humiliation and young people kind of go together. I was used to it. And so I took a train up there. I walked into this practice place in the East Village. I'm standing there with the band with a microphone in my hand. They said, pick the tune. And I sang every song they had, improvising most of it. 2 times through, we did the set.
Fair point.
They said, okay, you have a seat. We're going to go have a band meeting, whatever that means. And they came back like 10 minutes later. I said, okay, you're in. I said, what do you mean? They said, you're the singer in Black Flag. I said, so what do I do? They go, you quit your job, you pack your gear, you meet us on the road. Here's the tour itinerary, here's the lyrics. We'll see you soon. So, fairly numb, I went back down to Washington with this passel of lyrics in my hand. Went to my boss and said, I'm not exactly quitting, but here's this thing that happened. And he said, it's your shot. I said, yeah. He said, take it. And that was late July 1981, about 30-some years ago. And that's what happened to me. I won the lottery. And I was in this band, Black Flag, for years, made a lot of records, played a lot of shows, learned a lot, started writing, started a publishing company in that time. And in the 80s, Hollywood directors started coming to me like, you're crazy. Can you act? I'm like, yeah, I'm starving. Can you pay? I mean, I'm looking for work. And never forgetting what I have to go back to. $8, Haagen-Dazs. So I said yes to every acting job, yes to every audition, worked on my little publishing company, started doing poetry readings and speaking dates in the 90s. Want to do a voiceover? Yeah. And so I said yes to everything, worked like a crazy man, realizing guys like me fail most of the time. So I was around a lot of great bands, and rarely did they get over the wall. People much more talented than I'll ever be. I don't have talent, I have tenacity. I have discipline, I have focus, and I know without any illusion where I come from and what I can go back to. And that's why I said a while ago, in the 80s, I saw what was happening with money. I was watching it shift very quickly. I was watching the middle class go away. And I was a 23-year-old maniac, but I got it.
And that's when I realized you better get plan B, C, D, E, F, and G. Otherwise, you're going to start.
The gig economy kicked in.
The America is not a place you live in. It's a video game that you survive. You know,
It still makes me mad about
I'm an
it,
Americanist.
too.
I survive America.
It does.
Of what it wants to do to
NAFTA screwed us over.
And so, through saying yes to everything, realizing people like me have to write it.
I mean, some people don't know how to respect authority in American citizen.
And that I should probably.
Well, it's not like in Europe.
Than shoot my mouth off.
Completely different.
I am where I am right now, which is a vastly different.
Well, it's not even like continental Europe, to be more specific. Yeah. Because even in Britain, y'all operate differently from continental Europe. It is basically a story of a lot of luck, but taking advantage of opportunity, working really damn hard, knowing there was no choice for me but to work really hard. And that's it. And that's not a unique story. What was unique is I got to be in my favorite band. Like, they came to me and said, hey, we're auditioning people. I was like, because had they not plucked me out of Washington, D.C., a great town, what would have happened to me? Probably would have gone I don't know, man. I'm sorry.
Which would have eventually
sorry.
Folded, which it
we can't help you on that.
You know, would have done. I don't know. Maybe gotten
well,
some.
I'm a girl, so I can't
a young
say
dad.
that.
I don't know. You know, the America would have happened to me, and so I got a lucky break. But at least I did something with it. The repeating factors of my life have been application, discipline, focus, repetition. You know, a gig. What are you doing tomorrow? 8 o'clock on stage. What are you doing the night after? I'll be on stage. What about 2 months from now? I'll be still on that same tour.
Dang, they got 9 videos from Big Think on here?
I know where I'm going.
Yeah.
Dang.
And Rollins on gay marriage. I mean, gay marriage is illegal now in the US, apparently, some places.
I don't agree with it, but only because it gets into a slippery slope of what happens if there's a religion that doesn't want to support it.
It is a terrifying ordeal.
It should be their right to not.
Yeah.
They should be forced. That's the thing.
Like bisexual or lesbians and gay people get married a lot, and it's kind of,
Confronting the HOA, and you have to see what happens next.
Which I understand completely, but I don't get it at the same time.
Traced property records, tracked down the HOA board president, and pressed the board.
But if they want to get married, that's their problem.
It looks to be a nice, quiet, and peaceful condo complex, but
this goes to show you how much HOA doesn't really do crap about real stuff.
That they're having
a
gunfight with.
Hi Ray, how you doing?
Is going to hit somebody in these units.
This neighbor, who did not want his last name used, says gun-toting squatters have made life a living hell.
This was in Vegas.
Taken over 2 units inside the Pavilion Highgate condo complex, attracting a bad element. Crime stats show nearly 30 reports, ranging from stolen cars to assaults and robberies in the area just since June 1st. Records show at least one of the units in question is owned by the condo's homeowners association. Contact 13 went through the list of the 3 HOA board members trying to get them on the phone, but no luck. That was back in June. Still, neighbors say the squatting continued through the summer. So did the potential danger.
The gunshots when I'm sleeping for work, because it's 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. I wake up at 5 and ba ba ba. Sounds like it's right here on the outside of my window.
13 Action News decided to crash a recent HOA meeting to get some answers.
Tom, we've been
I don't
trying to get a
understand
hold of you
people
on
with
Bill
shooting the building. It's kind of stupid.
Gotcha. I'm going to give you my business card. I've left you several messages.
Like, what's funny when you get out of a shooting building, you know?
So you've received my phone messages? Yeah, I have no comment. These folks here are very upset about the squatting situation over there.
Yeah, it took news.
Nothing.
A local news crew to bring attention to the problem, and then the HOA decided, okay, we'll do
and speak to them about the squatting situation.
That's Tom.
I'm trying
He's
to pull
listed
that
as
effort just
president
to
of the
get the
Homeowners
people
Association
to
board.
spread the word out.
Trying to get answers out of him.
They just want to make sure the HOA is going to step up to the plate, and if these people are in fact squatting, that they.
I mean, at least he spread the word out. That's one thing.
Care of.
But I'm surprised it took him that long.
Insiders say the HOA
it took a lot of people to complain about it, and sometimes I'll go to the media.
The board for answers.
Yeah.
And within days, Metro Police stormed the units with a tank, and the condos the squatters were in have been boarded up.
Jesus.
Now,
yeah,
are
I was like,
nice, quiet
It takes
condo
that.
community.
It takes
Fucking
that.
tank. Oh, that's a bit extreme. I
I
get
mean, there's
guns,
this
but a tank,
contraption
yeah.
they use to, like, bust open a door, but a tank?
Yeah, I understand that.
Well, I'm a nostalgia critic guy, remember it? So you don't have to. You know, I found myself searching for something deeper and more meaningful in life, so I decided to turn to the master of enlightenment himself, the Dalai Lama.
Oh yeah, I
a video
remember
where
you
he
met this
talks
guy,
about
you
how
know.
compassion is not a sign of weakness, and the responsibility one has backing their actions with the undeniable truth. So moved by these incredible words, I was a little shocked to find that only 2,000 people actually viewed this video. Really? The worldly known teacher of Buddhism only has a little over 2,000
Yeah, that is
hits?
pretty depressing. What's wrong with you?
After that, I decided I need
I
something
know,
a little
right?
bit
You
more
would think
light.
it would get
So
more
I put on this dumb shit.
Yeah, they're really weird people.
What is this?
I
What
was a
the
little
fuck?
shocked to find that
One
not
of the
only did it
oldest
have over
memes.
2,000 hits, but it had,
Oh.
well, this amount. And that's
And
for the
not
5-hour
Hamster
version of
dance.
this video.
That's one
Hi
of the
Jess,
oldest.
how you doing?
Why
How
do
you
we
doing,
love
Jess?
stupid? I don't mean the fads
Sub,
that are
just don't
popular for a short amount of time. I mean legitimately timeless, hilarious, stupid. I'm talking about the Ren and
Oh my-
Stimpies,
what the
the
fuck?
Dumb and Dumbers, the Monty Python's Flying Circuses. Those ridiculous YouTube videos that make no
thing
sense,
anyway,
but for some reason
because,
still get a big laugh out
Go
of
look
you
at the
every
mods.
time. What is it that can make things we
Subtash
know are idiotic good? Like, we know this is stupid and doesn't make us giggle.
I feel like a duck-billed platypus.
But we also know that this
I can't
is
believe he
stupid,
said he
and for
was
some reason
proud
makes
of
us laugh
that.
our asses off.
Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Oh
These
my
things don't
god.
take as much effort and focus as Abbott and Costello's brilliant writing,
But-
or Buster Keaton's unbelievable stunts. It's
yeah.
just stupid. So why are we so lenient to certain stupid routines and yet so harsh on others? Why do we laugh so hard at something a 2-year-old would laugh just as hard at? Well, let's first understand why the hell we laugh to begin with. In my opinion, I think it's a defense mechanism. I, as well as many comedians before, have said that all comedy is based on misery. Well, the reason for that is, if we didn't have comedy, all we would do is sit around and feel bad about the stuff happening around us. Comedy helps us confront the bad things in front of us and cope with it. I'm sure a lot of people in one way or another were injured in a similar way the Three Stooges were in many of their shorts. Hell, Houdini died by a blow to the stomach, but we don't think the Stooges are going too far when they punch one another in the stomach. Why? Because it's saying that suffering is a part of life, and by laughing at it, you acknowledge that, though painful, it's all part of the journey. It's a way to adjust to the bad things happening around us and move on. Okay, fair enough, but how does something like this connect to misery?
Oh my
Maybe
god.
not misery of the character you're watching, but certainly a jolt to your expectation. We've all seen screamers before. Those videos
I'd love
that
to
make
hear
you
Morgan
think it's
sing
one
that,
thing
that'd
and
be
then
kind of funny.
suddenly a cheap scare pops up, and we've all gone through
Morgan,
it.
if you sang
Yeah, I
that
remember
on my
those.
really
birthday,
sick
that'd
of
be
it,
great.
but in
Heather, I'm telling you this. I played that video, and I'm praying the hell my folks don't come in here.
Oh no.
Yeah, please sing that. Please sing that, Morgan, one day. I want to hear you sing it.
Song.
And by laughing at it, you acknowledge that, though painful, fair enough, is.
Whenever I hear the hamster dance
get
song, I
not
think of
misery of the
C-Spot
character
Run.
you're watching, but certainly a
Oh my
jolt
gosh,
to
my
your
childhood.
expectations. We've all seen screamers before. Those videos that make you think it's one thing and then
What up,
suddenly
man?
a cheap scare pops up, and we've
Fuck,
all
you
gone
know.
through them
I
and they've
didn't
been
scare
done a
the hell
million
out of
times, and we're really sick of it, but admit
That shit scares the fuck out of
first
me.
time you ever saw one, you felt a burst of life in you. This comes from an instinct to keep you on your guard like an animal does to prepare for danger. But when you find out it's not dangerous, you have yourself a good laugh. That's one of the reasons people like going to scary movies. Stupid humor is kind of the same way. While not every silly joke
Really,
needs to rely on
Starbomb?
scaring you into laughter,
Go
it
there.
still has to rely on playing with your expectations. That is, relying on the unexpected. And that rush of trying to get a handle on what's going to happen but never fully getting that grasp can be exciting,
Magic
fun,
Man.
and of course hilarious. In a show like Monty Python's Flying Circus, they thrive on the unexpected, even to a point of insulting your sense of humor. How long can this sketch keep using the word spam?
Spam.
Oh my god.
Just when you think something in them has to know they need to stop, they just keep going.
I haven't started it yet because I wanted to get my challenge.
Again, playing with the expectation of just when you think something is going to cease, it surprises you and continues, making even the repeat of one word suddenly funny again.
Today's coming to fans, just like the doing kid.
Andy Kaufman made a living playing with both your expectations and your patience.
Yeah.
He once did a stand-up where all he did was eat a bowl of ice cream. People were so confused and so caught off guard that they couldn't help but laugh at it.
What I'd like to do for you right now, the bit which got me thrown out of the improv 10 years ago. I haven't done it since, although I have tried it a few times and it never has worked. But I'd like to do it for you tonight.
But this isn't just blind
Oh my god, what the fuck?
There is technique to it. A part of this works because of its build-up. People think it's going to be something shocking and risque, when really it's just a huge waste of time. So don't be confused, there is certainly method to the madness. The YouTube video Batman eating a hot dog has over 4 million views. How? It's just Batman eating a hot dog.
What the
Well,
fuck?
that's because people can't believe that someone went to all the effort to animate, very well animate by the way, one of
Hey,
America's
Mrs. Kleiman.
greatest superheroes doing nothing but eating a hot dog. But now, if it was just a line drawing or a still of Batman doing that,
man,
it
that
wouldn't
looks
be as
more
funny. The animator knew it still had to feel like Batman. If it didn't, the joke wouldn't work. So he made it intense, dark, and over-the-top epic. All just for the simple task of eating processed food.
It is funny for some reason.
So why does something stupid like that get so much laughter, and yet something like the Starving Games becomes universally hated? Well, one of the reasons for that is that something like the Starving Games doesn't take any risks. You know
Is that like
the
a
kind of jokes
party
they're
of like
going to do
games?
because you've seen them a
Yeah,
million
but it looks
times. Mel Brooks did it, the Zucker brothers
I haven't
did it,
seen it yet. I
SNL
want to
did
see
it.
it.
We're
I love the
all
Hunger Games
used
so
to
much.
this
I
kind
want
of
to see it.
formula. I think you can safely say that Batman eating a hot dog
I wonder where you can
has
find
not
it
been
though.
done
That's the problem.
before.
I want to watch
As
it.
far
I
as
don't know
we
where to
know,
find it.
that has never existed. But that does bring up one of the biggest problems with stupid humor, when it becomes predictable. As much as I love Monty Python's Flying Circus, if you watch it long enough, you start to realize a bit of a pattern. You watch somebody being crazy, you think the normal person is going to react normally, but it turns out the normal person is just as crazy as the crazy person.
Yeah.
No pruning necessary. I'd still like to operate. Please do an operation. Only if you'll come on a camping holiday with me. He asked me! He asked me!
And don't get me wrong, there's other jokes too and ones that break the mold, but that seemed to be the one that popped up the most.
Being a British
That
citizen,
kind
I
of
do
joke
love the Monty
relies on
Python
being
funny show.
unexpected, but when it's done a few times,
That's
you start to
great
catch on.
movie as well.
The fact is, it's difficult to continually be unexpected, because if you keep doing things that are unexpected, they suddenly become expected. I think that's why we laugh so hard when we see something that is so
It's a
strange
paradox.
and is so unusual.
Hmm.
Because truth be told,
Oh, wait,
it
I've
is
seen that show. I forgot
difficult
what
to
it's
be
called.
silly and goofy while
Adventure
also
Time?
being funny. Not
No, the one
everybody
that was
has
just
it,
done
and
then.
it's not always the easiest to obtain.
Yeah, that one. The
It's
one
an
before
instinct that
Adventure
relies
Time.
not only on what most people are expecting, but what most people have already seen. Starving Games is predictable.
Wait, I have
and
seen
hype,
Adventure
where
Time. I just saw that one
nobody
before
could
Adventure
predict
Time.
that when He-Man held aloft his magic sword, he would say,
The one with the people dancing.
So
and stay
majestic.
committed to it throughout the entire song. Something that was so unpredictable and so out of left field that people are coming back to it time after time to make it more popular. Now, the other all-knowing truth that a lot of people talk about with comedy, aside from it all being about misery, is that it's all subjective. Maybe none of this stupid stuff got a giggle out of you. Maybe you do just look at it and say, that's really dumb, why is everybody else laughing at this? But I'm willing to bet that there's something out there that you know is stupid, and yet you still can't help but howl with laughter at. Something you can't explain, you can't figure out, but it just makes you laugh. Comedy isn't an exact science, but there certainly are things that a huge amount of people will find joy in. And whether it be intelligent or stupid, the one thing we can take from both of them is that they both take effort. Yes, everyone can get lucky with one stupid routine here or there, or one silly moment that happened by accident and resulted in 15 minutes of fame. But for something to continue to be funny and keep people coming back,
that looked
takes
depressing
a
right
great deal of
there.
talent. Some rely on hours of research, others rely on seconds of instinct. But both have an art that requires a lot of dedication and a ton of trial and
I think it
error.
was when
But given all the
in
variations of
Stimpy, I'm not
people
sure.
out there, as well as millions of different senses of humor, nobody is going to hit the majority all the time. So even something as silly as this is doing something that connects with millions of people's senses of humor, whether they realize it or not. So, the next time you say something is so stupid or so dumb, just keep telling yourself, if it's making you laugh harder than anything else has that day, it just might be a little smarter than you think it is.
Now it's time for cake!
I'm the Nostalgia Critic guy, remember?
Okay, and because I didn't show this one of those
This man
streams.
is Ernest Scribbler, manufacturer of jokes.
Okay. One of my favorite friggin' segments from Flying Circus.
In a few moments, he will think of the funniest joke in the world, and as a result, he will die laughing.
Well, that's a bit dramatic to say.
Wait for it.
What the fuck?
The joke
was lethal.
kills him.
No one could read it.
Literally.
Scribbler's mother, alarmed by the unusual sounds of merriment, entered the room and found what was apparently a suicide note.
And
oh my
it
god!
starts an epidemic.
Wait.
Burn
What's
the
this?
note.
Oh, guess what?
That was funny. I didn't know what it was about, though. That was funny.
Okay, Winston Churchill.
Yes, the war against the Hun continues, and as Britain's brave boys battle against the
Oh my God,
Boche,
it's a
their
dog.
leaders are on the
It's
lookout
a
for new breakthroughs
bulldog,
that could
bulldog.
provide the ultimate weapon in the war against the Hun.
Tests on Salisbury Plain
I quite
confirm
like
the joke's
bulldogs. They're actually
devastating
good dogs.
effectiveness at a range of up to 50 yards.
An English bulldog's actually a good dog, not gonna lie.
They're expensive to take care of, though. It's not worth it to
True.
me.
True. That is true. They are expensive as well.
Well,
Right,
actually,
yeah.
the ones today are not as healthy. Like, they get worse with each generation. They're actually better off and healthier then.
Yeah. Like American bulldogs, they're different.
All through the winter,
Yes,
The American
they're doing,
Pit Bull.
They're doing
we had
tests
translators
now on
working
this.
in joke-proof conditions to try and manufacture a German version of the joke. They worked on one
Like,
word each.
they're
to
very
make it
different
safe.
from English bulldogs,
One
the
of them
American ones.
saw two words by mistake and had to spend several weeks
Is that
in
supposed to be
hospital.
Cleese?
But apart from that, things went ahead pretty fast. And by January, we had the joke in a form which our troops couldn't understand.
I have a
but which
stuffy bull,
the
so
Germans
it's
could.
like,
So, on July the 8th, 1944, the
Well, I
joke
just
was
know
first
that-
told to the enemy in the Ardennes.
That Cleese is one of the tallest people in troop.
yeah. I mean, here's a record for one of the largest stuffy in the world, which I haven't known about, but I don't know what. Well, not many dogs can get that big, but I have seen a massive dog that's like huge down under.
In action,
And they all die of the joke.
I always wonder what's the biggest dog in the world. That's kind of interesting.
What? They're mass producing? Oh my gosh.
Using it as a weapon.
How was the person able to type it out while it's... And then, how the typo...
I know Masters could have been
Better the person that was mass producing it didn't read it during the writing.
I know Masters and Masters, like the Masters, they're massive.
The German casualties were...
They're like bigger than your leg.
Oh my gosh.
Kills him in the
Oh my god, what the fuck?
It was a fantastic success, over 80,000 times as powerful as Britain's great pre-war joke, which was used at Munich, and one which Hitler couldn't match.
The end against Germany was good times in the world, I'm not gonna lie.
Since I know that my box is covering up most of the goddamn subtitles.
Britain's great pre-war joke, which was used at Munich, and one which Hitler couldn't match.
My dog's got no nose. How does it smell? Awful.
All right then, if it's resting, I'll wake it up.
God damn it, where's the parrot? Never mind. I know I've been trying to avoid this.
Ah! What? What are you afraid of your family coming in?
Here we go.
Didn't like you. Until Chris pointed into the ground.
Oh, never mind. I'm sorry.
Let's try it. You're catching on.
What the fuck? Why? What the fuck? Why is it my eyes that's so confusing? I'm scared. I'm traumatized. Morgan, what the fuck? This is terrifying, Morgan.
This is actually my first time seeing this. I
terrified.
just remember the song.
Tease
I
on
like the song, but I'm
Razor
terrified of the animals. Like, what the fuck?
Yo, what up, Steve?
Morgan, this is terrifying, but also cool. Like, it's traumatizing me again, Morgan. What the fuck is this? I don't like this. Trying to put me up to date as well. What the hell? Yeah, the hamster dance song. The hamsters are terrifying me, but the song is okay. Like, what the fuck? I'm traumatized.
Well, fine. I can
Hold on, I got something that's a palate cleanser, hopefully.
No, this is my palate cleanser.
Oh.
They even
Hello
have names.
everyone,
That's even
this video is
scary.
dedicated to
What the
Emily and Michelle. I don't dedicate videos that often, but this is kind of a one-time thing. This video is going to be a review of Transformers 2, Michael Jackson, and Billy Mays. Okay, let's get to the Michael Jackson first.
Mays.
Michael Jackson died at 50 years of age, June 25th,
We were in
2009.
Florida
He
when we
almost was
heard
51,
Billy Mays died.
and everybody is just, he was the king of pop, lots of albums selling, #1 selling album ever. This guy was a superstar. When he died, the searches on his name on Google crippled the internet. Seriously. I was trying to go on YouTube and Facebook and stuff, and that shit was slow. Seriously. But anyway, Michael Jackson was definitely the king of pop. A lot of people are looking past the supposed, molestation thing that he might have done. A lot of people don't believe he did it, and that they were just suing him for money. But he had very loyal fans. I first heard that he died, before he actually died, I turned on CNN, and they were just saying he'd gone into cardiac arrest. They were still talking about it, and then about an hour, I don't know, a bit later, I turn on CNN again, and it turns out he finally died. Then everybody was in mourning this past couple days. He's been in the headlines on every major news station, playing a Thriller video, talking about all his impact on the world, and blah blah blah. But I have to say, the guy did have some great songs. He could dance a hell of a lot better than a lot of people. But and apparently, Demerol, an overdose of Demerol, caused his death. The side effect of it is cardiac arrest, so that's what killed him. But anyway, rest in peace, Michael Jackson, even though you might have molested a few kids. 1958 to 2009. Okay, this other guy, I had a bit of respect for Michael Jackson as a performer, but this guy I have zero respect. I'm kind of glad he's dead. I know that's, a bad thing to say, but who gives a shit? Okay, Billy Mays is the biggest bullshitter in the world. He's constantly bullshitting about OxyClean and other shit that supposedly is immaculate and just fixes every problem you have. This guy's a huge sellout, and I'm kind of glad he's dead. He's basically a bullshitter, and I'm not going to be surprised if they rented out some advertisement space on his gravestone. But anyway, here's my Transformers 2 review. The movie was packed. Everybody's going to see it. It's going to be another summer blockbuster. It's going to be a smash. It's going to make, I think, at least 100 million. It's been packed. It came out Wednesday, and it was like, this was the opening day. It's just amazing. I just can't wait to hear the numbers for the box office and everything. A lot of reviewers bitch about how noisy it is, and just the action isn't as good. The action is way better this time around. You can actually tell more what's going on. It's not just, big machines rolling around. You can tell what's going on. The acting sound, the characters are likable, except one guy. I'm not going to spoil anything, but this movie is better than the original. It gets a 4.5. A 4.5. It's really good. The other one was about a 4 to a 3.5. It was good. Some people can watch it over and over. I thought it was great the first time, but the second time, it kind of lost a bit of its, I don't know, just interest. I lost a bit of interest in it the second time. But anyway, the movie is good. Definitely watch it. Maybe try to watch it later this week. If you don't like crowds, definitely don't go tomorrow, because there still might be quite a few crowds. I don't know. I don't predict how many people will go to see that movie, but it's going to do really well. That's really all I have to say. Rest in peace, Michael Jackson. Go see Transformers 2, and screw you, Billy Mays. I hate your advertisements. Okay, goodbye, YouTube. See you next week some other time.
I love Billy Mays, though. A lot of people hate Billy Mays, but Billy Mays is okay.
Oh, Billy Mays.
Like, what's wrong with Billy Mays, Like, seriously, what's wrong with Billy Mays?
No, you know who this kid actually met?
Yo, what's up? It's the kid 50 Cent. Coming to you live on this50.com. I know y'all got a chance to check out my new video. Okay, right, last night. Fire. It's hot. You understand what I'm saying to you? But I'm here to introduce to you a new secret weapon right here.
Hello, it's Brewing 2 Forever, and I flew out here from Canada to meet Fitty. Just kicking it old school, bitches.
Right, we just kicking it, bitches, and you know what? Fall back, alright?
Fall back.
He met 50 Cent.
Friday.
This is
That's cool.
This was back in the day.
Hose on you.
Oh my god, that's cool.
We're chilling in New York City, baby. All the way from Canada.
I want to meet 50 Cent. I like PIMPs.
It is.
Telling you, boy.
This video is another one about 50 Cent. It's just, I found this article in the paper, and it's just, you know.
I like 50 Cent. He's good.
What the hell? I haven't seen this yet.
I don't know.
Suddenly I realized the problem. Certain people didn't like me. For quite a while. They stalked me, and they caught me at my weak smoke. I had a few Pepsins. Yes, I did. And they beat me down like a piece of shit. But I got up, strong as I am, not without injury. There were certain accusations, wrong accusations. Again. The only line belief that I have in my faith and me as a person. Nobody will rock me down so late, because I will never give up till the last piece of dirt is gone from the earth. We're not going to do nothing. Fuck them up! Fuck them down! It's over in a way. There's a lot of hate. Johnny Orr's coming back. Coming here. Oh my God! Come back! He's gonna kill you! On the door! He's gonna fuck hey, my dinner! They'll fight out loud!
Oh, what?
Until then.
His dad?
Squarely enjoying the movie trailer.
Not in wait.
Which I doubt the movie ever got made. Oh, what the hell?
There's shitboards that do that, though.
Oh, nice! Say it, great success!
Great success! Whose kid was that?
Some random ass nigga. I don't know. sadly remember this commercial. I don't think it was 2014.
I stand here waiting for you to play the song. To crash the critics say me. Is it right or is it wrong? I live for the applause, applause, applause.
Oh my god, what the fuck? What the frick? Thank for all the likes when you go. Oh my god. What the fuck?
Yo, you see that plane?
I'm the wicked wiener.
What
I'm the wicked. Wait, what? Not that.
Hi, I'm the wicked wiener.
What don't women understand about men?
Cheeseburgers.
Salve.
What?
Got in this bath bomb at a party about a year ago, and I wanted to try it out. So, here we go.
Pull this thingy, point the nozzle suchly, and calmly squeeze this metal.
But I got the honey.
You may got the honey, but I got the sugar.
You may got those, but I got the
On a bunch, roll out.
What the fuck?
I'm hungry. Let's see.
When you're trying to make a TikTok, but you're running out of pancakes, so you have to wash it.
Oh, thank you so much, Mike.
Cola. Mountain Dew.
Messed up. Old Germany.
Mountain Dew.
Messed up.
That was all
That was Hasidic skate snowboard. Hasidic snowboarder.
In the javelin. His opening attempt. Second attempt. 26:40 to open. I'll treat you something special.
Фу, блядь, иди нахуй. Вот отъебись ты,
Really,
блядь,
boy,
от
you
меня,
let the
нахуй.
anime chick on you.
You're a guy, you play with my Tony, what the hell?
Hey.
Oh yeah, double for Luigi.
Have you heard about this? You better know what this is, or else I'm gonna come find you.
Hey, Peter. Can you say bye?
We need some backup.
This Mr. T.
You don't have a double chin. What you do have is bad posture. So all you need to do is 2 steps. Bring your shoulders up, back, and down. Bring your chin slightly forward and then slightly down, and look at the difference.
I'm the sous chef here. With any luck, I should be head chef by next year. I've got this amazing fiance, who I won't be marrying this weekend. Because I'm about to be in a terrible accident. But really, I should have cleaned up the grease over there. And they should never put the deep fryer so close.
Oh, 30 counts for a free car wash. Ready?
I hope she didn't die or get burned severely.
She got burned.
First, I want the White House back where it belongs.
I mean, a fall like that.
Yeah.
Yo, what do I guard?
Just window. Just keep watching window. The crack in the wall.
Sasha. I don't hear him.
He has an op and teeth.
I bet he went through there.
I still need to play Last of Us. I haven't completed it yet. The first one.
Stop. Tripwire.
I love the Last of Us game.
Alright, bro, good night. Good night.
The Last of Us is actually a good franchise. Well.
Alright. Oh, shoot, I forgot to get my water.
Yesterday, I posted this picture of myself here on Twitter, and honestly, I thought I looked okay, right? My head shape's a little weird, hair cut a little bit too much, but at the end of the day, I think I look all right. I think I look handsome, right? Apparently not. Oh my God. Do you see what they're doing to me? They're playing tic-tac-toe on my fucking forehead. Do you see this shit? There are multiple games going on. Fuck people doing this. This is so fucked up. What did I do to deserve this? Why? Why did they do? Look at this. There's so many. Why?
Can a robot write a symphony? Can a robot turn a canvas into a beautiful masterpiece?
I ain't had my wee sucked properly in a few months.
Shake. Shake. Pig. Shake.
Great show. I mean, why cancel it? 2 words. Fuck you!
It's not always about the dark side of the Force, Luke. It's about the Mets, baby. Love the Mets. All right, baby, let's go get a home run, baby. Love the Mets. Let's go, Mets.
Pep's the best. Pep's the best.
Hell no!
What the fuck?
Hell to the no!
No one do that. That's no.
I just got a notification on my phone. It's the FedEx guy.
If you do that with your camera.
And so I watch him come up. He's acting a little weird. And as he's leaving, I realize what's happening. And so this is that clip I want to show you.
Oh my God, what's happening?
On side.
That's a good book.
Oh goodness gracious. Keep on grass.
I never thought anybody would take this for real.
Do people actually take this shit for real? Like, that's what I wonder. That's why.
That man was smarter just doing that for a prank.
What?
Nobody drowns Elmo.
Jesus Christ, they slapping breeds.
If anyone drowns Elmo.
Yes, and when Jacoby was in here, he was jamming to it.
Josh! What up?
Goodness.
What's up, Josh?
Listen to that. Oh my goodness.
See, yeah, Jacobly, when he was on here one time when he was playing this, he was twitching his head back and forth.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do because like, that's how I feel about they're stopping his gotten these titties.
I know, man.
I'm like, do I like bounce up and down to that or no? No.
Hey, they slapping his breeds. They slapping his muscles. They slapping.
Oh my God, they can slap his belly and the sound thing.
Food. I know you're hungry. I know you're starved. Here's your drink.
I'm good. Well, that must hurt after a while, though.
Right, Josh?
It's gotta hurt! Okay.
Every human being that you don't know on a personal level is not real. They're all NPCs and you can say whatever you want to them. Watch this.
Goodness Christ. Here we go.
Hey, how's it going? Just here to drop off coupons.
I understand thinking people.
Did you hear the big news?
That's the pain.
Danny DeVito got an OnlyFans account. Yeah.
What?
$25 a month. I'll tell you right now, it is worth the money.
$25 a month?
That is short and fit.
Just to follow.
If you go to Pornhub, it's free.
It's 11:30 in the morning.
Oh,
God. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I didn't even give him coupons.
I don't need no coupons for Pornhub, baby.
I said GG 5 times, and now I'm banned from playing this stupid game for 72 hours. Come on, game. Get your priorities right.
So number one, and I hate to state the obvious, but talk to girls.
Listen, you have a great idea. I just don't think it's realistic. And for that reason, I'm out.
Excuse me, sir.
Oh,
do you mind if
he is the
I ask you a
motherfucking
couple
weakest
questions?
thing. Bye.
I have some handmade cologne, right? Yeah, and I actually come from like the 60s. I'm a time traveler, you know? Like I'm from. No, I'm dead serious. So. Oh, you didn't? You might have. I might have been with your wife before you did, but who knows? What's your favorite fruit? You like orange? Oh,
Yeah.
I squeezed orange juice in it. I got all types of shit, you know. I made it back in the future, so if you just want to.
Oh, and look who got the dog house.
If you just want to like try it on, like.
What? Oh my God.
That I made it 100 years back, or that I made handmade cologne? It took me like 100 years to make, so just orange. It's orange flavor, so.
Nice.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a big ginger cat, though. Not gonna lie.
Oh,
hey,
you don't see a big ginger kitty.
It's
orange.
This one. How old do you think he is?
What is happening?
Plagiarism. I stole most of the syllabus.
Oh, gee, that cat is massive as fuck.
How old is he? Do you think he is?
The last week of class. Why?
I was saying about more than a year old. If he's that.
5 months.
To get myself into the
Oh, damn, 5 months and he's that big.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
he's a big cat.
Then I begin to think, maybe your
Jesus Christ, I've seen big cats, but that is a big
Even
cat.
Louie wasn't that big at 5 months. Louie is 3 years old.
One exam, drunk.
Hmm.
2 exams.
Nearing 3 years old.
Yeah.
I'll admit it.
Gee,
I have
that
a
big
tremendous
kid
sex
is.
drive.
Yeah, you can be
My
a
girlfriend lives 40 miles.
Pumpkin. He's our tuxedo cat.
You shut up. That's why you're so raggedy. That's why you're lovely.
I always think tuxedo cats are pretty adorable, but they can get big.
He's also getting
We have the same mom.
Yeah, like tuxedo cats can get really big. Depending on the size, how they're born, but they can get really
He's
big.
already wanting to fight with and play with Louie, and Louie hates him. Ever since he came into the house, Louie's banging us for a while, and he still doesn't like him, and it's likely because Louie isn't the baby anymore.
Yeah. He's like more the adult.
It's kind of needed to grow up anyway. I swear, even though Louie is big, he bounces off walls and stuff at night.
Yeah.
I mean, it's alright. Like,
I need to smoke some weed.
Overrated
I'm
as
gonna
fuck,
hide my
in my
camera
opinion.
so
I
he
mean,
wants to be smoking it.
and you know what though?
Alright.
That's typically
Just saying.
how
I don't want to be like.
goes. You
I
feel
know a
me?
lot about soccer, just saying.
Appreciate that, homie. Just saying.
Hashtag football. I know a lot about football. I'm a big
That
football
would
wrestling fan as
aggravate
well.
me.
The NBA player Kevin Durant, he recently said that he thinks that crystal meth should be legalized. Any thoughts?
Try to leave because not working anymore, just living in this country, that's it.
Have you ever used crystal meth?
Yes, I did.
Do you care if I touch you?
No.
I could touch you.
Like, my favourite soccer team has to watch in Liverpool. Like, I love
I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on Charlie D'Amelio
hi,
saying that she thinks
Stuart.
Congress
Say
should
hi.
ban standing for the national anthem.
We like to know this
Oh my god,
country
that's a
for
big deal.
better
Wait, is that like
things.
one
We
of
try
those
to live
wolf
here
dogs? Like,
forever.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are here at
oh yeah, I
the
thought
White
so. I
House.
thought it was
This
like
just
wolf dog.
in, Joe
That's
Biden
terrible.
has
They're
been
the
caught
closest
They're like
twerking
the wolf
giving
ancestry
Nancy
family.
to the
Pelosi a
wolf.
lap dance in the Oval Office.
So a lot of people be saying school food is nasty as hell. School food is
Oh, that's a
trash.
cute
But
dog.
bro, it's really not that
Sweet
bad.
boy.
On a date, kind of nervous.
I kind of like
Let's
the
take this to
huskies.
go
They're
so I
really
can eat it off your
good
ass.
animals.
Everyone I mentioned him to.
Bro,
like,
what you doing?
No. Hence the rest of him. He's even got white lashes.
Yeah. Yeah, huskies are very soft animals as well.
Soft to the touch, but let me tell you something. They shed a lot. You have to broom the floors almost daily. Wherever the most traffic is. That poor, he can't help it though.
Yeah. Most dogs and cats like baths, but not many of them though.
He had a Boston Terrier for 10 years, and
First, you gotta unlock this thing.
he shed, but not as much as this one has.
Never say that coffee is overpriced.
Well, also grooming
I know
a
most dogs and
Boston
cats like
$1
baths,
billion
but like babe, but like
If
not
I
most.
shoot you, you're in the
Grooming a
clan.
Boston is actually a breeze. You don't even have to do much grooming with it.
I know most dogs and cats like to bathe like baths. But not a lot of them like to bath though. They get really upset about having a bath. But like some of them love water, like some of them love baths. I don't understand why dogs and cats, most of them hate baths, but some love them. It confuses me.
The Turkish van breed of cat. They love the water. It's a kind of landrace cat, like one of those strays, but it has its own kind of breed category.
Like you can get catch shampoo and stuff like. Like cats shampoo and stuff.
Maybe I'm excited over that.
No, just
Oh
no. Go there, Logitech.
So they lit it up.
God damn, man.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
She means sus lately.
What's the S stand for?
Sussy bata.
The hell?
Hold on, bro. What the hell is you doing, bro? Bro, I ain't gonna lie. You can't play the game and you can't focus on two things.
Oh, they can.
Get out of town. What? Oh, look. What? You gotta be kidding me.
Has he been under a rock a lot?
Well, a dream come true.
That's me.
Проверяем дальше на прочность.
Oh, it's so hard. Well, I bet that bread can last a long time though if it's that hard. Because there's actually this survival kind of bread. They're actually called cat bread. It's able to survive like last 2 years.
Internet chat rooms.
Yeah.
How are you today?
You can actually make it.
It appears Greg has challenged.
And now you can get like dog and cat shampoo.
Everything we
It's
can
when they're
about
having
his
baths and
interests,
stuff.
fears, and most of all,
It helps keep the body
his family.
clean and stuff.
Oh, that's darling, little phone.
Oh, that's cute.
Deer are all.
Smile for the camera.
We see deer a lot here.
2, 1.
I want a Canon camera, but both of them are expensive.
Watch
though.
another video for more funny memes.
Yeah, I want a Canon, but it's expensive to get.
Taste the rainbow, motherfucker!
I saw it in a meme first, and I was like, "Where is that from?"
I wonder how much. I wonder how much it is for a Canon camera.
So you don't have to. As most of you know, when you become a critic, you drink this magic juice that immediately makes you smarter than everyone
That
else.
hard bread
Once
is called
this
tack
liquid is
bread.
consumed, you suddenly become a member of the Critic League, meaning your opinion matters 90% more than that of the common riffraff. Your senses are heightened, your brain becomes bigger, and you miraculously know what's best for everyone in the world. This is the promise of the Tree of Life.
We get that Life Day song out of here.
Alright, as many of you probably figured out, that's not how things work. Odd for me to say I know, but the idea of critics is kind of a strange one. It's so often that we compare our thoughts to the critics, and probably more than once you've disagreed with them. You either liked something they hated or hated something they liked. This usually forces people to fall into one of two categories. Someone that says, screw the critics, they don't speak for the people and are a bunch of stuck-up eggheads. Or the people that say, screw the masses, they wouldn't know art if the Mona Lisa kicked them in the balls. But what you might be surprised at is films that are considered classics today were not always seen as such by critics when they first came out. Did you know that Psycho, The Shining, and Fight Club all got negative reviews when they first premiered? These are movies people watch all the time. They're practically considered masterworks, yet very few critics liked them when they came to theaters. With that said, did you also know that Signs, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and Phantom Menace all got positive reviews when they first came out? Good lord, how can you trust anyone with these kinds of mindsets? Part of what people forget, though, is that critics are just people. And like anyone, they can be emotionally swayed. Hell, that's what movies are supposed to do, emotionally sway you. But how can audiences and critics differ so much? Well, there's a few things to keep in mind. One is, as a viewer, you can choose which movies you want to see. So if something looks bad, you can easily skip over it. Critics usually can't. They have to sit through a shit ton of movies, including the bad ones, and usually have to see 10 times the amount that normal people see. Seeing so many so often can easily have an effect on how you view them.
Hey, it's
You
nice.
notice
I
more
love it.
cliches,
Nice.
you pick up on where the story is going to go, mostly because you've just seen it done over and over and over.
Let her go! 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 Let her go!
Movies can get away with a lot of repeating, though, because they want to impress the mass majority, not the critics. So films can use the same tropes several times because it'll take a mass audience longer to catch on to it and get bored by it because, well, they don't see movies as much as critics do.
I should have killed you when I had the chance. Should have killed you when I had the chance. Should have killed you when I had the chance.
With that said, because critics see movies so much, they might be able to pick up on certain techniques that are impressive to them, but not the usual moviegoer. Birdman was a hit with critics for different reasons than it might be with audiences. The film is set up to look like one continuous shot, which many audiences wouldn't catch on to. A critic might be marveling at all the effort that had to go into making it look like it was one shot with no edits, where an everyday viewer might just notice that things look and flow a little different than usual, even if they don't know why. In both cases, it worked to the film's advantage, as it was so strange and dreamlike that audiences and critics both loved it. In some respects, that's true for The Phantom Menace as well. It's a bad film, especially when compared to its predecessors. But critics liked it when it first came out because they thought the technology and visuals were breathtaking. And at the time, they kinda were. Now we can see the computers are overused, but back then we never saw a film that just surrounded itself in so much of that technology, at least not to this extent. And given all the same things that critics had to see over and over, yeah, this would be a little refreshing. But many people were upset that they couldn't connect with the story or characters. At least, they eventually said that. Many people were so sucked in by the hype that for a long time they convinced themselves that they like it, even though later they come around to admitting that they really don't. Critics can be the same way. Audiences forget that because critics are people, they as well can be emotional, and they can get sucked into the hype train as well. So the idea that critics are always going to be right doesn't make the most logical sense. Oh, wait a minute, isn't that one of the reasons we have critics? To see past all the emotion and focus on the stuff that's going to be timeless? Yes and no. Movies are all about giving you an emotional experience, and that's going to be different for everybody, especially over time. Films like Forrest Gump, American Beauty, and Saving Private Ryan were seen as heartfelt powerhouses. But nowadays, they might be seen as corny, cliched, and even kind of inappropriate. Each film, though, touched on something that was relevant at the time. It made a connection with the mass public in a way people's emotions wanted to experience them then. This includes critics' mindset at that time period as well. But there are films that everyone can agree just aren't for critics.
What's a shame
like Ace
is
Ventura,
that
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and
Saving Private Ryan, which was a lot of people expected to win the Oscar a year later, it went to Shakespeare in Love,
worked on an immature
and people
level
were
that
like,
spoke
"What?"
to the inner silliness of most kids. Ninja
That's
Turtles was
the
great for fans of the
crime there.
cartoon, but it's just too damn ridiculous to grab someone looking to be challenged. And Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, by design, is meant to not be liked and keep you in a raunchy and uncomfortable place. These films hit their specific audiences perfectly, where any other rational human being with little context would see them as insane ravings. If anything, we'd be more concerned if critics did like these movies. But that makes it even stranger / kind of enjoyable when they like something you wouldn't think they would like. Did you know that Beavis and Butthead Do America actually got good reviews? In fact, it came out the same weekend as a drama called Ghosts of Mississippi, with gigantic actors involved. But
I've
critics
heard of
said
that
it
name.
was
I've heard some.
melodramatic and trying too hard to be an Oscar grab.
Okay,
Meaning
that movie
the
was actually
usually
good.
loved by critics
It
was being
was.
beaten out by the one usually despised by
Yeah,
critics.
I've heard about it.
It was so weird to see this dramatic true story about race being beaten out by Beavis and Butthead Do America.
I was taken with their adolescent awkwardness, bravado, and vulnerability. Therefore,
Hey,
modest recommendation of Beavis and Butthead Do America for me.
I also have heard of Beavis and Butthead as well.
But that's not the only one. Films like There's Something About Mary, The Mask, and even the most obvious commercial with the Lego Movie all got good reviews.
Okay, I've heard of
Something
them.
many would guess critics wouldn't like for being too lowbrow, but something extended beyond the normal boring rubble and connected with their inner immaturity. They were just too charming and, in their own way, too smart to turn down. But even I, as a critic, have to acknowledge that there's a lot of enjoyable films with bad reviews that I just don't understand. Why was Hook hated by critics? I can understand it having problems and not fully enjoying it, but this movie was slammed. Comedies like UHF seem harmless enough, but the critics railroaded it like nobody's business.
UHF.
Weird Al even
To
asked
death.
if he ran over all the critics' dogs. He couldn't believe the harshness. They can even seem inconsistent. Like critics really enjoyed the first Rush Hour film, but hated the sequels because they said Chris Tucker was too loud and talked too much. Did you see the first film? And don't get me wrong, I can totally understand not liking these movies, but
The third
clearly
one
the
is
others are doing
I
something
love
that
the
the
third
first
one.
one wasn't? When it so clearly was? This is just confusing. And then there's ones you'd swear they're picking on just because they feel they're supposed to as critics. I know tons of people that watch the Hotel
Hotel
Transylvania
Transylvania
movies
is my
every
favorite
Halloween.
movie. Just by
But
far.
because
No,
it's
no
an Adam
joke.
Sandler comedy
I'm
with
not
immature
saying that
humor,
as a
it's
funny.
almost like they feel obligated that they have to give it a negative
I was
rating,
surprised
even
that
if it's
Little
totally
Girl was
fine.
played by Selena Gomez though.
Slapstick
Just
comedy
saying.
starring a little kid? Well, gotta hate that on arrival. Oh, it's a Christmas classic now?
I love Home Alone. What's wrong with Home Alone?
You were all brainwashed. Rightfully so, nobody controls your opinions but yourself. But if that's the case, why do we even have critics? Do they even have a purpose? Couldn't we just get rid of them all? Not so fast, destructive hand of God. I have a point. Critics in many respects are not only supposed to cover an event, I mean, they are journalists and films can be events, but they're supposed to offer a point of view that you never considered before. Would you get angry at someone for writing a philosophy on life, even if it's different from yours? It's not just something you're supposed to blindly agree with, but it's something that's supposed to give you a peace of mind. Movies are essentially art, a reflection of life in unique and entertaining ways. A critic is supposed to help you explore it in a way that maybe you haven't before. Someone can watch Animal Farm and like it fine, just seeing it as a story about a bunch of animals that rise
Animal
against
Farm's
their
not.
owners. But when you're told the whole story is symbolic of Russian communism and the rise
I need
of
to
Stalin,
see it.
you can suddenly experience it from a
It's
completely
It's
different
good,
level
but it's not.
and enjoy
It's
it in a
pretty
whole new
dark,
way.
but that's because it's
Critics
based
are also
as
not
a,
just one big
a
entity.
symbolism
It's like saying
of
the internet is
Yeah.
one
the
person.
Gulag system.
Hell,
It's
if it was,
pretty
it'd be one
awful.
emotionally drunk asshole. It's a lot
But
of
yeah, it's a
people
good
with
movie,
a lot
though.
of opinions, and while many of them do follow certain patterns for the reasons I listed earlier, everybody
I won't lie
is
to,
different.
I won't lie to say
It's
it's
all
bad movie, but
subjective,
it's
so
good. It is a
nobody
good
can
movie.
really be wrong.
George
If you
Orwell
like
was
Ace
ahead of his
Ventura, Go ahead
time.
and like it. If you hate Saving Private Ryan, go ahead and hate
He's
it.
the one that
The
wrote
important
Animal
thing is
Farm
how
in
will you share and
1984.
communicate. That's what makes you a stronger human being. And that's what a good critic should do. Teach you how to communicate better. Not agree, but convey. There's been plenty of times I disagree with critics, audiences, or both. I sure don't understand why everybody likes the live-action Jungle Book, but I also really enjoyed the movie
I
Ender's
don't.
Game,
I
despite
didn't
that
like that
being
either.
Ender's
But I like the
Game,
end
I
of
still
the
My
gotta
thoughts are gonna be
watch it.
different
The
from
end
your
of the
thoughts,
game.
and chances
Yes.
are it's gonna happen a lot.
The end of
But
game
that's
can
good.
kick ass. I love
Share
that
your
film.
thoughts. Compare them. Don't let anyone say there's a right way or wrong
But I
way to
didn't like the
enjoy
last
something
Jungle Book
because there
movie.
is
I
no
thought it
right
was
way or
okay, but it
wrong way.
wasn't.
This is one of the reasons film has
I like the
lasted
original
for so long
animated
because it speaks
Jungle
to
Book.
everybody differently. It's not science. It's
3000
not
Can't
math.
beat the animated
It
Jungle
always
Book.
has been
Just
what
saying.
you allow it to be. So figure out what speaks to you, why it speaks to you, and best of all, how you can share it with others who might have a similar or completely different experience.
You can't beat that
I'm the
animated
Nostalgia
Jungle Book.
Critic, I remember, so you don't.
And he just uploaded a freaking Rango review today. By the way, I love this damn movie. Because Western shit sucks me in.
Hello?
Why, hello there, Mr. CEO of Nickelodeon.
Hey there, Gore Verbinski, and please call me CEO of Nickelodeon.
I did.
So, are you excited to shoot Rango coming up?
Yeah, about that. You know, I know this is supposed to be a basic bitch kids movie.
Please don't refer to it as that.
Oh?
Refer to it as a blockbuster
Hey,
basic bitch kids
ODF crew
movie.
I
or
was
Jackson
wondering,
or wherever
if I
the
could do
frick is
something
at that
proud
damn
of
keyboard.
Like?
Like, have all of the actors physically act out all of the scenes.
It's animation. We have stand-ins for that.
But if it's the actual actors, it'll cost more and nobody will notice.
You know those are bad things, right?
Trust me, every animated film will be doing it like
The
this.
movie is still good.
Yes, we can accommodate that.
Also, can it be a surreal existential journey?
I've never watched the movie, so I won't really know.
We're Nickelodeon. We specialize in farting out SpongeBob and rebooting / destroying.
I've watched a lot of
But
Nickelodeon,
this
though.
could be a new Last Airbender.
Oh, God!
The show, not the movie.
Oh, but you know this is just an old Western version of the Liar Revealed story.
Exactly. It's a brand new tale no one's ever heard of.
You know that's one of the most overly used stories, right?
Name one other movie that used that formula.
Avatar, Bugs Life, Chicken Run, Over the Hedge.
Aside from those.
Shark Tale, The Tigger Movie, Galaxy Quest.
Alright, I get the idea.
Wedding Crashers, Aladdin, Claus.
You know some of these movies haven't even come out
How
yet.
to Train Your Dragon, Madagascar 3, Oz the Great and Powerful.
Okay, I'm hanging up.
Go ahead, I'll keep going. Yes Man, Bean, Bushwhack.
It's still avant-garde.
Jacob the Liar, The Road to El Dorado. Oh wait, let me look up some rom-coms. Wow, all of them.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember, so you don't have to. There's some cliches you might not mind, you might even prefer, and then there's some that drive you absolutely insane. These cliches vary for many people. I'm personally usually not a big fan of the Chosen One third act breakups
I like the
and
first
love
Narnia.
triangles, but I know plenty of people who like them fine. With that said, I don't really have a problem with fairy tale endings, comic relief, or meta humor, if they're done well. I know a lot of people, however, who are sick to death of them. I say this to emphasize just because a movie has
We know a
cliches
lot of
doesn't
people
make
said
it
Narnia is
necessarily
shit,
bad.
but it's not. Now Narnia is
Top
actually a good
11
film.
list on movie cliches I absolutely love. To me, a cliche becomes bad when it harms a movie more than it helps it. And one that's been done a lot better recently, but God was it a pain in the ass back in the day, is the liar revealed. When someone pretends to be something else, is eventually revealed he or she is lying, and everybody mopes and dopes through the third act until the obvious lesson is learned that the real person was more than enough. And please don't get me wrong, this trope has been done well. I'll even say there's several great stories that were told great because they knew how to utilize this trope. But man, when it's done poorly, it absolutely kills any momentum. People have to pretend this is a deep thing they're realizing, even though we're all 10 steps ahead of them. It's treated like it's some remarkable twist we couldn't see coming, so they dwell on it for the entire third act. And sometimes it reduces what could be a mind-blowing film to just a good film.
Rango,
Released in 2011 and directed by Gore Verbinski, Rango had a surprisingly fair amount of hype behind it.
I didn't watch it.
To give you an idea of what kind of flick it was promising, here's the teaser trailer.
Damn, but this movie is awesome.
It's good, just the way it was made, I wasn't a fan of it.
Pretty hard not to say, what the fuck was that? And yes, there are parts that deliver that kind of abstract surrealness. But most of the time, it's a safe, by-the-numbers children's western with animals instead of people. But yes, when it tries something new and different, it is pretty new and different. So I'll just be honest, when I first saw this movie, I hated it. I hated how boring the liar reveal cliche was, I hated how textbook the characters were. But looking back years later, I do realize this was a very unique film.
I'm Jordan #1.
Now, this is a good movie. I just pretend like it's a masterpiece. With that said, I do recall people liking it fine. It was a modest success, both critics and audiences enjoyed it. It even won the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature. But for something that Verbinski was really building up as exciting and new, it sure does rely on a lot of cliches that makes things feel a lot more predictable and formulaic. There's so many strange Verbinski-isms that could have been a lot of fun to explore that are abandoned for what's fast and easy. But I don't know, am I being too hard on it? I can't act like there's a ton of kids' movies that are this weird and get away with a lot of stuff that most kids' movies wouldn't be.
Yeah, there's a lot of kids' jokes.
Was I just hoping too hard that this formulaic Western would be as weird as, well, this teaser promised?
It would just part of Countdown.
Take a closer look to find out. This is my probably too harsh, but I just can't help it. It's how I feel, and I'm a weird-ass bastard review of Rango. So the film opens up pretty awesome. Honestly, most of the first third is pretty great. We see a mariachi band standing in front of the title, establishing while this might be different, at its heart it is going to be a Western. Awesome, I'm all in.
We are gathered here today to immortalize in song the life and untimely death of a great legend.
Yeah, he's not going to die. Any film made by a family company in the past decade that says their main character is going to die.
Tangled a lot, Mega Man number.
Yeah, let's be a little harsher with this kid's film by saying it's going to be harsh and then pussying out at the last minute. Oh, come on, wasn't I saying this was a good intro?
Tangled a lot, a good movie. I was just spin off from a song a lot. I actually like that film. And Mega Man's a good film as well.
Wasn't I saying this was a good intro? We see Johnny Depp as... I just realized this character doesn't have a name. Rango's the name he makes up for himself later, but at the start, he doesn't have one.
Is Rango like a lizard or dinosaur? What is it? I forgot now.
He fancies himself an actor, yet he's a wide-eyed screw-up who has no idea how the world he's about to enter works, but gosh darn it, he has such a heart of gold and few jokes that work.
Victor, you were wooden. My character's undefined. I know who I am. I'm the guy, the protagonist, the hero.
You know, maybe that's why he's a chameleon, so he can.
I'm surprised they made a Disney movie with a lizard in it. That's cool.
Again, I'm probably being too harsh on this very average main character. I mean, these kind of leads are a dime a dozen. But look at this thing. Honestly, look at most of the designs in this. The more weird they look, the more memorable you think the personalities are gonna be. And him? He looks like a dead Kermit the Frog shoved awkwardly into a shoebox. I want him to have a more interesting personality than Flick's theatrical brother. He's in swerves, and I guess they don't know
Bugs Life is a good movie.
Because he's heated out, and the conflict he said he needed to achieve an identity.
Hi, Vanessa. How you
on his
doing?
own, and he discovers a squashed armadillo, played by Alfred Molina.
How you doing?
Get to the other side.
I'm down to one layer of skin.
I'm alright.
Pretty soon I'm gonna start seeing my insides. Not unlike what you've got going there.
Oh, you're still on well. That sucks. I hope you get better.
Different from 2022 PG, and I approve. He's still alive, and
I hope
says
you
he's
get
looking
better
for
and
the
don't
spirit of the
die.
West, for he will show him enlightenment.
They say he rides an alabaster carriage with golden guardians to protect him.
He wants to cross the road to discover him, as I think the idea is you need
Well,
to
don't
be
look
near
like crap
death in
because
order
that
to
would
see
be a
the
bad
spirit
thing.
of the West and to
Because
be
looking like
enlightened.
crap is worse
It's a
than
little
getting sick.
vague, and I like that. It gets even stranger as Not Yet Rango starts to hallucinate, gets tossed around from car to car, and one of them is driven by the last character you'd ever expect to cameo in a family film.
I knew it.
God, I wish this is what the rest of the
And
movie
that's he wants
was.
to look like crap.
The armadillo, who may or may not be a ghost at this point, tells him that if he wants to find water, he must first find dirt, which is cleverly
Does he look like
revealed
crap?
later to
Like
be the
what?
name of a town.
Oh.
He doesn't know that yet, though, and searches aimlessly in the desert.
I'm alright.
Soundtrack by Rango, Arizona?
I'm alright. I'm really found that help.
What movie are you
But I'm
trying to be
chilling.
right
How are
now?
you doing?
I was just kidding. Come on. I should also point out the animation
I was
in
watching
this
this last
is
video with Mom.
spectacular, especially considering it was done over 10 years ago. This is the same year that brought us Green Lantern, Hoodwink 2, and Mars Needs Moms. This is pretty damn impressive. A lot of that, I think, is the textures and lighting, as the celebrity live-action references, or emotion capture as they call it.
Instead of motion capture, it's kind of emotion capture.
Jesus, Hollywood. Doesn't appear to add that much. At least with Polar Express, the idea was to make these people look and move more realistically. To varying results,
I like
but
the
that
Polar
was the
Express.
idea.
I watched that last
Again, though,
Christmas.
these aren't people.
For some
they're
reason, I actually
animals,
did
and
watch
they're
that last
designed
Christmas
so
as well.
odd, I don't think they need them to move that real. But
That
I
was-
will
that's-
admit, it
that's a
doesn't
good
take away
movie,
anything either.
Polar Express.
Needless to say, a lot of this imagery is so surreal and otherworldly that it really does thrive when it just
Well,
gives
then are you a
into
fan of Polar
weirdness,
Express?
which it's continuing to do when it meets its female co-star Beans. Not played by Helena Bonham Carter. You mean they're not conjoined twins? And is instead played by... is it Isla or Esla? I better look it up online and see how other people pronounce it.
Esla Fisher. Oh, that sweet honey from Wedding Crashers.
He seems trustworthy.
Because
Yeah, I know it's Isla, and she has a quirk that really doesn't tie into the story. She freezes whenever she feels threatened.
At a delicate time of my personal development is an affront to my sense of...
I think the only thing it does is give us moments that maybe haven't aged that great.
That's the only funny part in the movie that I love. Is that line.
Well,
You
I've
know-
seen our current and previous president do
You
this,
know
so I
what?
don't see the harm.
Isla Fisher, she is married to Sacha Baron Cohen, and they have 3 kids.
Yeah, she's actually a good actor.
Dirt, which at times can be creative, but
She's
other
married to
times
Borat,
is
basically.
surprisingly underwhelming. What's fun about scenarios with little creatures is how they utilize their surroundings.
Yeah, I
always
love
it
Fisher's
in
actually a good
Rescuers or
actor.
Arrietty, all the various ways they use common objects as something
She's
else.
actually a natural
Occasionally
blonde.
we get
Her
that,
hair
like
is dyed
Cactus
red.
Juice is literally a cactus, and a Pepto-Bismol bottle is an outhouse. But most of it is just stuff in the human world, except smaller.
How long she
Like,
been
who
acting?
the hell is making
Actually,
small
been doing
guns
it
that
for-
actually shoot small bullets? Okay, not that many.
20 years, something like
I
that.
give credit
She's
that Nickelodeon
done
let
it.
her
that's a
be
long time.
so gooey and gross. I guess it makes sense when you realize this is the same company that allowed
That's a
Ren,
pretty
Stimpy, and
wild.
Batman
That's a
versus the
long
Ninja
time
Turtles.
to
I
act
kind of
in
forget
a
how
movie.
awesome they can be sometimes.
She looks
Impressive.
way younger than she is, too.
He pretends to be a tough killer named
Mm.
Rango, and even says he's responsible for murders he didn't commit.
Are you the fella that killed them Jenkins brothers?
Killed him with one
Nice.
bullet. Oh, 7 of them.
I like that it's 7 brothers because I'm pretty sure that's a callback to the Brave Little Tailor, which almost every liar reveal story borrows from. And I also give credit, this is one of the few burp jokes in a kid's film that gets a legit laugh out of me. After hearing half the story about how he killed 7 men with 1 bullet,
Bullet hits the shovel, ricochets back towards number 3, and that's when the roof caved in.
the full story would have been better, but half isn't that bad. Someone threatens him, and the only thing he can think up is eating his cigar.
That's a bit
This
unhealthy
is a
for you,
cartoon, it takes
eating a
days
cigar.
to animate, but somehow that felt improvised. He's challenged to a gunfight, but the hawk
I don't
that chased him
advise
before
someone to do
shows up
that.
and tries to
Then.
finish the job. Luck works in his favor, though, as a tower falls on the hawk and everybody thinks he did it intentionally.
I think it's time he met the mayor.
Let's hear it for Rango! Let's hear it for the three amigos! I mean Will Smithfish! I mean Oz! He gets sent to the mayor of the town. Again, little touches like this are great. But tell me, honestly, be 100% straightforward.
I like short tale. You should have done a short
tale. Seconds of film.
I don't know about
the story is gonna be.
I didn't care for it then.
Mr. Rango.
You got it, don't you? You got it.
Yeah.
You may not even think you do, but just take a guess what happens in the rest of the movie, and you'll be correct. The mayor, played by Ned Beatty, is pretending to be good, but the twist is he'll be evil. He holds power because he controls the water, he has an evil plan to screw everybody over, and he's gonna use Rango in his plan because he's popular, and the rest follows the liar reveal story already set up. Be honest. Be honest! You got all of that from just that 2 seconds, didn't you? And look, a predictable story is not bad if a lot of new things are done with it. But like I said, the coolest stuff was in the first third. Now it's just this run-of-the-mill story with no surprises. Except maybe the stuff that never comes back into play. For example, what's this about?
Have you met Angelique?
Hello, Beans.
Hello, Angelique.
Soft.
Floozy.
Shredder.
That never comes back again, dames! When the people are given water, they do this weird dance. Even Rango asks about it and doesn't really get an answer.
So, is this considered normal civic behavior?
Mm-hmm. Every Wednesday.
Oh, well that makes the bit work. Why are you dancing? Yes. Sometimes something will happen that's pretty funny. Like when these obvious robbers are going to steal the water and the brainless Rango accidentally tells them how to do it.
The bank's being robbed! The bank's being robbed!
There's also a funny scene where they ride off to find the robbers to epic music.
Where are we going?
That's hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, scenes like this do give a bit of charm, but there aren't that many in between the stale plot and forgettable side characters. And there are a lot of side characters to forget. I don't remember any of these folks' names or personalities outside of this one with an arrow in his eye. I think the reason being there's an arrow in his eye. Even this child, played by Abigail Breslin.
You're funny looking.
You're funny looking too.
That's a funny looking shirt.
I know Abigail Breslin. She's actually good actor as well. I like her.
Long here.
She's very young though
Look,
as well.
and sometimes a deadpan sense of humor.
She's
but
an adult
at the end
now.
of the day, she's just the hopeful
But
kid looking for a hero.
she's been an actress
nothing
since
else.
she was a kid,
You're gonna
yes.
bring that water back, aren't you?
Yeah.
Little sister.
I grew up with watching her movies.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, her first movie was Signs.
Be the villain. That's
Which
the unconventional weird
we
one
have.
I love to see.
We have it on DVD
You'll
actually.
be in charge of all tracking and
Although when I
finding
saw
That's a
it,
good
when
movie,
I saw
that.
that movie as a
Ingenuity.
kid,
No offense.
scared me.
None taken.
But then, as I got
2011,
older,
10
I
years from
grew
now,
to
maybe.
appreciate because my mom liked the message in the movie,
Yeah.
and it's Mel Gibson, so there's that too.
New Year
She's
means a
actually
new game
really
to play
pretty,
for
but
Disney
also
Summer.
really good
I'm
actor.
going to be playing Spider-Man for the PS4 every Friday on Twitch. We have content
I need to complete that game.
Rango gets a group together to find the robbers and keeps consulting with the Injun Crow.
Pick up trail. 3 men heading west. 1 blind, 1 with enlarged prostate, riding side saddle.
Depp studied his authenticity for when he played Tonto, who also had a black crow, and was directed by the same guy. He only got better after this movie, didn't he? Rango has another awkward as hell encounter when Bean freezes up again and he kisses her.
Oh, damn.
We're still going by 80s college comedy rules, right?
Only
Oh, but it
once
turns
did I
out she was
laugh in
faking
my
it.
sleep.
I think. She continues her conversations the other times like she didn't notice it, so she wouldn't pick up on him doing it. So was she hoping he would do that while she was out?
Yeah, I
can't
never
figure out
laughed
which
in my
character I'm supposed to
sleep.
be creeped
Right,
out by, so
right.
I'll just
I was
tell them.
11 years old too.
They find the robbers and dress up like a
I was
theater group to trick
laughing
them.
at.
Have I mentioned yet the funniest characters are the band?
I don't know. It was a snowman that was animated in my dream, and it was crying
Twitter not
nails, and it made me laugh.
This leads to a big chase
I had
scene
a
with
laughing
gophers
moment
flying
when I was
bats.
like 2
The
years old.
Kevlar's bit of action
I
is
don't
pretty
remember.
standard.
But that's the only
It's a
time I
little
laughed. I've never
creative.
laughed in my sleep.
Seeing these things fire machine guns is pretty damn wacky, and I legit crack up when one of the bats just
I think it involves
explodes.
snails dancing, like no man.
It gets me pretty good. They capture the robbers,
But
but
more
discover
than
the
that.
water
They're-
jug
they're a lot
was
more
empty
than that.
before they stole it. Let's get to what the kids really want. Conversations about capitalist expansion.
I was here before the highway split this great valley.
Control the water.
and you control.
Begin to appreciate the broad sweep.
You control the thing, you control the people is what the term is.
The frontier town.
I've only slept like
There's just no place
like,
I
12 times, not slept.
Alright, y'all, I gotta go and get a shower and go to bed because we're doing some more. Good night.
Even if you're a little kid seeing this cliche for the first time, why would this